In the interest of Jeziah Martinez, we are here today scheduled for our final in this case.
Officer Chauncey Casey.
And Officer Casey, how are you employed?
With the Amarillo Police Department.
Okay. And did you make a call in or respond to a call in August of 2024 into a go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'll let you finish.
Did you respond to a call for a criminal trespass case in August of 2024?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And was that on August 18th of 2024?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And can you tell us what happened at that call?
Yes, on the 18th of August 2024 at about 4:41 in the afternoon, I was dispatched to 822 North Fairfield regarding trespass. The owner of the property is identified as a Mr. Larry Solis. He had requested that officers trespassed everybody inside of the home with the exception of his son, Lee Solis. And so whenever we arrived on scene, we spoke to him, and then we proceeded to do that for him.
During that call, did you do a walkthrough of the house?
I did.
Did you notice anything odd in that home when you walked through?
I did.
And what was that?
I found it strange that there was about a month-and-a-half-old child left unattended by itself in one of the bedrooms.
Okay. And did you inquire about where the parents to the baby were?
I did.
Okay. And were you advised if either parent was around?
I was told that, well, I can try to tell you exactly what I was told.
I'm objecting to hearsay, Your Honor.
All right, sustained is hearsay.
Were you able to speak with the mother?
Not face to face.
Okay. Did you speak with somebody through a door?
I did.
And who was that person? Who did they tell you they were?
They identified themselves as Judy Martinez.
Okay. And did you believe at that time Judy Martinez was the mother to the baby?
I did.
Okay. Did you go back through the house? Where was the mother? You said you spoke through a door. Where was the mother?
In the bathroom taking a shower.
Okay. When you were finishing your call, did you come back to the house and was the mother and the baby together?
They were not.
Okay. Do you know where the mother was?
I don't know where she ended up at, but I do know that she was no longer in the house.
Okay. Y'all searched back to the house to try to find her?
Correct.
She was no longer in the bathroom?
Correct.
Okay. What'd you do at that time?
At that time, I then contacted our on-call CPS number and spoke with I think I spoke with an individual named Julie.
Okay. And did you advise them of the situation?
I did.
Okay. And did you call anybody else after that?
I believe I called my supervisor as well to let them know what the situation is.
Okay. And then what happened with the baby at that point?
We remained on scene until a representative from CPS came and then ultimately took custody of the child.
Okay. Did a grandparent, anybody show up to pick the baby up?
Yes. Judy's mother, Francis Ministries, she arrived and actually took possession of the child, and that was after confirming with CPS that she was the one appointed to be in custody of said child.
Okay. And when you spoke with CPS, you were updated that there was an ongoing case?
I was told that, yes.
Okay. All right. And then once grandparents had picked up the baby and CPS had been notified, did that end your situation with this infant?
I no longer have possession of the child. So once the child left with Miss Martinez, I don't know what happened with her afterwards.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Garfield.
Thank you, Judge. Officer, by the way, I like the new hats. Anyway, officer, in regards to when you came back to the residence, was my understanding from your testimony, the child was still there, the infant?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time? I was
Absolutely.
confused.
No, I got it, and I may have cut out. When you came, so you actually went to the residence twice, is that correct?
No, I went to the residence one time and then I remained there for the entire time until the child was picked up.
Okay. During that time, was there ever a period of time that no adults were present with the child in the residence?
There was one individual who was not any kind of like family relation of the child, like within close proximity to the child. I do not recall getting his name in my report. I don't think I don't remember what his name was. And then there was the owner's son, Lee Solis, who lived there, was also there, but he's a special needs individual. I've worked with him many times out in the field, so I'm very familiar with him. And then, to my understanding, the child's mother being in the home as well.
Okay, so the child was not left with no adults. No adults at all. Is that correct?
When I found the child, it was alone by itself in a room with no adults in the room.
But were there adults in the residence?
In the house, yes.
Okay. So would it be a fair statement to say the child was not left alone in the residence?
Well, I said that the child was left alone in a bedroom by itself.
Okay. So your answer to my question is there were adults in the residence, just not in the room.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Did Judy Martinez return to that residence while you were there?
From what I understand, she was in the residence while I was there, but whenever I was trying to locate her going forward, she had left.
Okay. So while you were there, she had left the residence.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Lucero.
Officer Casey, on that, on the 18th of August of 2024, did you have any contact with a gentleman named Ramundo Navarette?
I can't remember specifically. He may have been the gentleman that I had spoke to about the child, but like I told Mr. Barfield, I can't recall that individual's name.
Okay. So you're unsure. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Zavala.
So I'm just trying to get the timeline right. You talked to mom through a bathroom door at one point,
Yes.
and then did you wait outside that bathroom door and she never came out?
So I was still going about the house out onto the front porch, just kind of moving about throughout the residence, trying to talk to everybody that was there. And then eventually when I went back to see how long it was going to take for her to come back out so we could continue on with the business that we were doing, I started to not receive a response from the other side of the door, at which point I eventually opened the door and realized the water had been left running and there was nobody in there. So between me going about the house, trying to talk to everybody, get things figured out, she had slipped away.
And left her baby.
Correct.
No further questions.
All right. Mr. Trout.
I have no further questions for Officer Casey, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Barfield, anything further?
Yeah, just a little bit. Officer, did the baby appear to be injured or harmed in any way based on just your observations?
Not that I can recall.
No further questions.
All right. Ms. Lucero, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right then. Counsel, any objection to Officer Casey going on about his duties today?
No objection, Your Honor. I would like him subject to recall later in the hearing, but I have no questions at this time.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, so Mr. Barfield, do you want me to keep him here?
Well, I guess we can let him go about his duties. I think based on what his testimony is, I don't think anything else is going to come up where he would need to be a witness.
Officer Casey, are you going to be available this afternoon if something comes up and he wants to recall you?
Yes, Your Honor. If I can just get a call beforehand, I can make myself available.
All right, Mr. Trout, you've got his phone number.
Yes, ma'am. I believe he just called me from, I believe it's his cell phone. I have a number for him.
Okay. All right. Doubt it'll happen, but just in case, I appreciate it. But
Yes, Your Honor.
you're free to go at this time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
Officer Casey.
All right, Mr. Trout, who's your next witness?
Alexis Valenzuela, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Valenzuela, you'll unmute and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give on trial today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Valenzuela, would you state your name for the record, please?
Alexis Valenzuela.
And Ms. Valenzuela, how are you employed?
I'm employed with the Department of Family Protective Services. I'm an investigator with the department.
And how long have you been an investigator with them?
About 4.5 years.
Are you familiar with the case we're here on today involving the child Jeziah Martinez?
I am, yes.
And how are you familiar with that case?
My role with this case was I sat in an interview that was conducted with another investigator, Investigator Hernandez, and I typed the interview while the interview was being conducted.
Okay. And how did the department become involved in this case?
We had received an intake regarding drug use by the mother.
Okay. And was this with at a newborn?
Yes.
Okay. What was y'all's first steps? You said you sat in an interview. Who were y'all interviewing?
Investigator Hernandez interviewed the mother, Judy Martinez. And so while she was interviewing Miss Martinez, I typed it.
Okay. And can you tell me how that interview went? Did y'all discuss with mother what the reason for being there?
Yes, the allegations were discussed with Miss Martinez.
Okay. And what did mom make any statement? Tell me who the mother was that you spoke to.
Judy Martinez.
Okay. And can you tell me when this interview took place?
That was July 1st, 2024.
Okay. And in hearing what the allegations were, what was mom's comments?
Mom made comments about like using drugs not that long ago, and that she had been drugged by the baby's father, and she was not able to get away from him, and so she stayed in that relationship with all this occurring in Mexico City.
Okay. And did she ever say who the father was at that time?
Not to my knowledge, no, not during that interview with her initially.
Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Okay. And in regards to the allegations and the drug use, you stated mom said what about using?
So she told us that she had used drugs not that long ago, but then immediately after that, said that she had been drugged by the child's father with a needle.
Did she state she had been drugged her entire pregnancy?
It was a couple of times while she was in Mexico City.
Okay. Did she state anything else, knowledge about the father?
That he was a cartel member.
Okay. Did she state what she thought she had been drugged with?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head.
Okay. at any point did she state, you stated that it was by a needle, did she ever state that it was drugged with methamphetamines?
Yes.
Did y'all discuss a safety plan with the mother?
We did.
And what was that safety plan to look like?
The safety plan that we discussed was 24/7 supervision. So that would entail her having to be supervised with the baby at all times. That includes even when they're asleep, when her and baby are sleeping. And she had agreed to the 24/7 supervision safety plan, and she'd agreed to drug screen for us.
Who was going to be the supervisors of that safety plan?
It was going to be, I'm sorry. I have Francis and Loretto Martinez.
Okay.
They are the people that have Miss Martinez's other children.
Okay. And who are they in relation to mom? Do you know?
To my knowledge, they're family members. I can't tell you the exact relation.
Okay. But that was going to be the safety plan that mom was agreeing to.
Yes.
And did she agree to that safety plan?
She did. She had agreed to it before we left the hospital.
Okay. All right. After that interview, did you have any other connection with this case?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
Barfield?
No questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Lucero?
No questions.
All right, Ms. Zavala?
No questions.
Okay, Mr. Trout, anything further?
Nothing from Ms. Valenzuela at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, same question. Is Ms. Valenzuela free to go ahead and go about her day?
No objection.
No
No objection.
All right, Ms. Valenzuela, thank you so much. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Valenzuela.
All right. Who's our next witness?
Maria Sadia, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Sadia, if you'll unmute for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give on trial today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Very good.
Ms. Sadia, will you state your name for the record, please?
Maria Sadia,
And Ms. Sadia, how are you employed?
through the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
In what capacity?
I'm an investigator,
And how long have you been working as an investigator at the department?
about 4 years.
And are you familiar with the case we're here on today involving the child Jeziah Martinez?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was assigned to the case.
Okay. Did you have any interviews with parents during your involvement in the case?
Not initially, no.
Okay, and what do you mean by that?
My coworkers, Alexis and Isa, had conducted the interview at the hospital with mother.
Okay. What role during this part of the investigation did you take?
I was assigned the primary worker on this case, and they were helping me out.
Okay. Was there a safety plan put in place?
Yes.
Okay. And does that safety plan, your understanding of that safety plan was what Ms. Valenzuela talked about?
That's correct.
Okay. And once the safety plan was put in place, where did the case go from there?
We initially asked Miss Judy Martinez to complete a drug screen, which she did not. And then later, I received a phone call from Judy Martinez's aunt stating that she was packing her things and leaving.
Okay. And how long after the safety plan was in place did that phone call take place?
The phone call took place on July 12th.
Okay. And the safety plan was put in place around the beginning of the case on July 1st? did you talk to mom about why she did not drug screen?
She would never give me an answer.
Okay. And what do you mean by that? You asked her why she wouldn't?
Yes, and she said that one day the baby had a doctor's appointment, so she wasn't going to be able to go. I explained to her the hours of operation, and she said that she didn't know she was going to be able to make it and hung up on me.
Okay. After you received a phone call that she was leaving the residence with the kids, did you try to get in touch with the mother?
Yes.
Were you able to get in touch with her?
No.
What steps did you go through to try to locate the mother and the children?
I attempted to the house to see mother and the children. I also called her multiple times.
Okay. And to your knowledge, was the number that you had that you tried to reach mother on, was that still a good working number?
Yes.
Okay. Did screens come back from the hospital as
Yes.
far as when the baby was born? And were there concerns with the screens?
Yes.
Were the screens positive?
Yes.
Okay. And were those positive for methamphetamines?
Yes.
How did the case proceed after that? Did you continue looking for the mother and the children?
Yes.
And were you ever able to find them?
After Jeziah had been removed.
Say that again. I'm sorry, you cut out for a second.
After Jeziah had been removed.
Okay, all right. So during your time from, you took the case July 1st as the primary worker, up until August, the child, you were not able to find the mother and children?
Correct.
Okay. And at that time, they were still under a safety plan?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever learn or find out who the possible father was of the child?
Yes.
Okay. And who was that believed to be?
Ramundo Navarette.
Okay. Were you ever able to speak to him?
Yes.
Okay. When did you speak to him?
I spoke with him when he was in Potter County Jail.
Okay. And was that before or after the removal that you were able to find him?
I cannot recall.
Okay. Do you remember when you received that name?
I know I received the name from Judy's family members because Judy would not give me a direct name for the father.
Okay. Did anybody have any idea where to find him or how to find him?
No.
Okay. Were you working on the case or on call at the time when Officer Casey made the call to CPS?
No.
Okay. But you were still the primary caseworker at that time, correct?
Correct.
And so by August 18th, you had yet to be able to find the mother and the child for the last month?
Correct.
Okay. Did any family, did they know where mother was?
No.
Had anybody had any contact with her that you were aware of?
No.
Okay. Did you check the jails and trying to find if mother had been incarcerated?
Yes.
Okay, and she at that time had not been incarcerated at any time?
Correct.
Your Honor, I'll pass the witness at this time.
All right, Mr. Barfield,
No questions.
Ms. Lucero.
Question, John.
Okay, Ms. Zavala.
No questions.
Okay, Mr. Trout, anything further?
Not at this time for Ms. Sadia, Your Honor. I will keep her though. I got a witness and then I'll bring her back in a minute.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Sadia, you need to stay with us. Okay, who's next?
Isamar Hernandez-Panetta, Your Honor.
Your Honor, at this time, if for any other witnesses, just because I forgot to earlier, I would invoke the rule for the purposes of this hearing. I meant to do that earlier.
Okay, I'm not sure we've got anybody that isn't department folks, but let's just double check. Anybody here?
No, ma'am, Your Honor. Ms. Panetta is also an investigator with the department, and Mr. Koval is the caseworker with St. Francis.
Okay, I think the only one we would have had, Mr. Barfield, was probably officer.
Yeah.
We're good then. I just forgot to do it.
Nope, no problem. All right. If anybody else pops in the waiting room, we will inquire before we allow them in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Ms. Hernandez-Panetta, if you'll raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, very good. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hernandez-Panetta, would you state your name for the record, please?
Isamar Hernandez-Panetta.
And how are you employed?
I'm an investigator for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
And how long have you been in that role?
About 7.5 years.
Okay. And are you familiar with the case involving the Martinez child that we're talking about today?
I am.
Okay. And how are you familiar with this case?
I was the responding on-call worker at the time.
Okay. And when you say at the time, do you mean in August when Officer Casey made his call?
Yes, it would have been August 18th of 2024.
Okay. Once you received that call, what were your steps? What did you do?
At that time, I had been told that Francis Martinez, which is the maternal grandmother, I was told that she had possession of the baby of Jeziah at her home. And so I was instructed to go to her home to assess the home for safety and just make sure the baby's okay.
Okay. And were you able to do that?
I was.
Were you able to make contact with the child?
Yes.
Okay. And what state was the child in when you were able to assess?
The child was Jeziah was very irritable, and she was a bit dirty. And once I had her fully unclothed, I did observe her to have a pretty severe diaper rash, very red and inflamed. And it also looked like she hadn't been changed in a little bit. And so those were my observations of her.
Okay. And were you able to, did you photograph this of the child in the state that she was in?
I did.
Okay. And how did you photograph that? Was it do you have a camera, it's state issued camera, a phone, or how did you do that?
Yes, it's our state issued cell phone camera.
Okay. Did you receive the exhibits I sent out?
I did.
Okay. Exhibit number 1, is this the picture you took?
Yes.
Okay. And is this an accurate picture and description of what you saw when you assessed the child?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Does it look to be altered in any kind of way?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibit number 1. It's the photograph that Ms. Hernandez-Panetta just testified to.
No objection.
No objection?
No objection.
All right, petitioner's exhibit 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. What were your next steps after that? What did y'all do? What did the department do?
At that point, we had pretty significant concern for Jeziah. We had instructed Ms. Francis Martinez to take her to the emergency room just to be evaluated for the severe diaper rash, as well as concerns for possible drug exposure. And so we did direct her to take her to the emergency room.
Okay, and did that happen?
She did.
Okay. Was the diaper rash and stuff addressed?
The diaper rash was addressed, yes.
Okay. And was the drug issue or the concern of drug exposure, was that addressed?
It was not. I had called Miss Francis Martinez afterwards, and she told me that she didn't ask about the drug exposure because she was embarrassed.
Okay. And what did the department do at that point?
At that point, we did not feel that Jeziah was safe continuing to stay there. And so we did decide to go ahead and take exigent custody of the child.
Okay. Were you able to speak to mother or to get in touch with her at this time?
I was not.
Okay. And due to the where the child was found and the condition and mother breaking a safety plan, was that your determination to remove for exigent?
Yes,
And do you believe that was in the best interest of the child?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Barfield.
Ma'am, what type of medical treatment did the child receive for the diaper rash?
I believe she received a prescribed diaper rash cream.
Okay. Now, in your experience, are diaper rashes fairly common in newborns and infants?
They're common, but not to the extent that this baby's diaper rash was, I feel like.
Was the child hospitalized other than treatment in the emergency department?
She was not.
Okay. Did the diaper rash heal after the medication was applied?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. No further questions.
Okay, Ms. Lucero?
While you were involved in the case, did you ever have any contact with Ramundo Navarette?
I did not.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Zavala?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Trout, anything further from this witness?
Nothing from this witness, Your Honor. Real quick, Your Honor, I apologize. Isamar, did you, after the removal, did you transport the baby to placement?
Yes.
Okay. And was that, and did you look into trying to get drug screens on the baby?
As I didn't have any involvement regarding like the hospital's drug screen, so I did not.
Okay, all right. But after your transport of the baby to placement, that was the end of your involvement with this case?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, anybody else have any follow-up questions?
No, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, Mr. Trout, you need to hang on to Ms. Panetta, or is she free to go?
She's free to go, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, thank you very much. Have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, then, Mr. Trout, any additional witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd recall Maria Sadia.
All right, Ms. Sadia, you are still under oath.
Maria, after removal of the child, you were back on the case. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And were you able to find the mother and speak with her about the removal?
Yes.
Okay. And when was that?
I can't recall the exact date, but it was after the removal after August 18th.
Okay. Did you discuss the reasons for the removal with the mother?
Yes.
And did y'all discuss her alleged drug use?
Yes.
And did the mother state when the last time she had used?
Yes.
Okay. And when was that?
Around mid-July 2024.
Okay. So this case started July 1st of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And a safety plan was put in place.
Correct.
And then the mother left the safety placement with the children.
Yes.
Okay. And that was somewhere around mid-July of 2024. Is that correct?
Yes.
So mother admitted to using sometime while the department was involved and a safety plan was in place. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. During your discussion with the mother, did she tell you who the father was specifically and where you could find him?
I don't believe she said where I could find him. She did mention that he was in jail,
Okay.
but not which specific jail.
Okay. Were you able to run a search to find the father?
Yes,
Okay. And where did you find him?
he was in Potter County Jail.
Okay. And were you able to have a conversation with him about the removal?
Yes,
Okay. Earlier it was testified as to mother had stated the potential father of the child had drugged her. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay. Did you have that conversation with Mr. Navarette?
yes.
Okay. What did he say as far as drugging the mother or being in Mexico City with her?
He responded that he had never drugged mother. However, they had used drugs together and that he had never been in Mexico City because he was on parole and he can't leave the state.
Okay. Did he tell you what he was in jail for at that time?
No,
Okay. You don't know what charges he was sitting on
not off the top of my head. I do not.
Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibits number 8 and exhibits number 9. They are certified copies of indictments from Mr. Navarette from 2024, and his judgment is from January of 2025.
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioners exhibit 8 and 9 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Did Mr. Navarette state anything as far as the case going forward, what he would like to do or what he felt about the case?
He felt that a sense of relief that the department had custody, so he knew his daughter was safe.
Okay. Did he elaborate on that, on why he other than his daughter being safe?
No.
Okay. Had he heard from Miss Martinez?
Yes,
When was that? Did he state when that was?
I believe he said it was 4 days prior to me meeting with him.
Okay. And is that how he initially found out about the case? Did he state?
Yes,
Okay. But at that time, he was in no place to be able to take the child. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Okay. Did he give you any family members to look at or any placement that he wanted?
He did.
Okay. And who was that?
I can't remember off the exact, but I believe it had to do with his mother.
Okay. Was this somebody that you looked into?
No.
Okay. I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Barfield.
No questions.
All right.
Actually, Judge, wait, I'm gonna back up.
Okay.
Thank you. Ma'am, you'd mentioned that Miss Martinez said that Mr. Navarette had drugged her. Is that correct?
That's what Miss Martinez said, yes.
Okay. And Mr. Navarette does have drug convictions. Is that correct?
I cannot recall off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, we've had some exhibits admitted into evidence in this case. Have you had the opportunity to review the exhibits on Mr. Navarette?
I not these exhibits.
Would you like to take, and I'm going to specifically direct you to exhibit number, I believe 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Number 12.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
Petitioners Exhibit 12.
I believe so, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
And
Okay.
Judge, just for the record, I haven't admitted those yet.
Okay.
But
Well, all right. Well, all right. Well, then I'll just wait to question her till later, I guess then. All right.
All right, you passing the witness for
I
now?
do, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay. All right, Ms. Lazaro.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Cedillo, regarding the mom's making statements that the father had drugged her at one point, that's what's been testified to, correct?
Correct.
And that had happened in Mexico?
Mexico City, yes.
Mexico City, okay. And then when you spoke to Mr. Navarette there at the jail, he stated that he had never been to Mexico because he was, I guess, either on parole or probation and couldn't travel outside the state of Texas. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And then during the removal of the child, Mr. Navarette was a non-offending party. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, I was going to ask you'd stated earlier, unless I don't want to misspeak here, but that Ms. Martinez had not given y'all a name for the child's father. Is that correct?
Initially, correct. She was using the term baby daddy.
Okay. Did she finally provide Mr. Navarrete's name, I guess, sometime during the investigation?
She didn't provide his full name. She provided like half a name.
Okay.
If that makes
The
sense.
reason okay, thank you. And the reason I asked is you stated that I guess y'all ran his name through the system and y'all were able to locate him at Potter County Jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I was just wondering
That's
how y'all were
correct.
able to find him if y'all didn't have a name. So.
A family member gave us the name, not
Okay.
Miss Martinez.
Okay. All right then. I just wanted to be clear on that. And again, as far as any names for placement that he gave y'all or gave you, you didn't follow up on those. Somebody else may have there in the department.
Correct.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Zavala?
I have no questions.
All right, Mr. Trout?
not really a question for Ms. Sadia at this time, Your Honor. I would go ahead and ask to admit exhibits 10, 11, and 12. They are all certified copies of criminal indictments. Well, I'll just start. Exhibit number 10 is a certified copy of an indictment and judgment against Mr. Navarette from 2019, which his sentence was imposed in 2020.
Indictment and judgment for
Possession of controlled substance, Your Honor.
possession of a controlled substance, all right?
And then exhibit number 11 is a complaint and information and a judgment for a misdemeanor assault causing bodily injury, family violence. That judgment is from May of 2023. And then exhibit number 12 is a indictment with 2 enhancement paragraphs and a judgment against Mr. Navarette from November of 2021 for possession of controlled substance.
Okay. All right, counsel, any objection to any of those exhibits?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioners exhibits 10, 11, and 12 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Also, Your Honor, on exhibit number 11, just ask the court to take notice, there was a finding of assault family violence in that case.
All right, counsel, any objection to the court taking judicial notice of that?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, court will take judicial notice of the finding of family violence.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll pass on that, Your Honor. And I have no more questions for Ms. Sadia.
All right, Mr. Barfield.
Ms. Sadia, I'm gonna pivot back to the question I asked before. Now that I have unjumped the gun, based on the exhibits that have been admitted in this hearing, are you now aware that Mr. Navarette did have some drug convictions prior to this case being begun?
Yes.
Knowing that, does that indicate to you in any way that Miss Martinez might have been telling you the truth when she said she had been drugged?
Can you ask that question one more time?
Sure. Judy Martinez indicated to you that she had been drugged by Mr. Navarette, correct?
Correct.
And now you know that he was indeed, obviously, at some point involved in drugs as early as, I believe, 2021. Does that in any way make you believe that she may have been telling you the truth about being drugged?
Cannot say.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to speculation.
Okay, sustained.
No further questions.
All right, Ms. Vala.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Trout, anything further?
Maybe, Your Honor, I don't know if we skipped Miss Lucero this time around.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. If I did, I apologize.
That's fine, Your Honor.
I'm so
That's
sorry.
fine. Ms. Adil, just to clarify, the most recent issue as far as the indictment and the judgment for Mr. Navarette was in 2021. Is that right? That's Exhibit 12?
Exhibit 12. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and the child in this case was born in June 28, 2024?
Correct.
Okay, so that was this last indictment judgment was back 3 years before the child was born, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at the time that Ms. Martinez had stated that she had last used in mid-July of 2024, do you know whether or not Mr. Navarette was already in jail at the Potter County Jail? Just based on speaking to him? Okay. And have you had a chance to look at Exhibit 11, the domestic violence complaint and judgment?
Yes.
Okay, and on there is the alleged victim or the in that case was not Judy Martinez, correct?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
All right. Now, my apologies. So, Mr. Trout, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor, from Ms. Sadia.
Okay, anybody have anything further for Ms. Sadia?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Trout, you need to still hang on to Ms. Sadia, or are we good to let her go at this time?
I'm good to let her go at this time, Your Honor.
Counsel, any objection?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, Ms. Sadia, you're finally going to get cut loose. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
All right. Who's the next witness gonna be?
Tim Koval, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna just give everybody about a 5-minute thereabouts break, okay, before we get into Mr. Cole.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Judge, may I speak to Mr. Koval real quick?
If that's how you want to use your break, I guess so. We'll make sure you have a little break. Okay.
Mr. Koval may not want to use it that way, but.
Room 1 for y'all. We'll make sure you get a break.
Okay.
Tim Koval.
And Mr. Koval, how are you employed?
I'm employed with St. Francis Ministries.
And in what capacity are you employed by them?
I'm a permanency specialist.
Are you familiar with the case we're here on today, the Jeziah Martinez?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I'm assigned as the permanency worker for the case.
And have you been for the entire case?
I have.
Okay. When you first get a case, what is your first steps? What do you do?
Well, I make contact with the parents. We set up a single case plan meeting, we call it, which is where we discuss the services that are going to be offered to them and create a family plan of service from that, which they sign, and then that is filed with the court, and then we authorize those services for them to begin working.
Okay. And was that done in this case?
It was.
Okay. When was the first time you met the mother?
I met her in person on October 11th of 2024.
Okay. And where did you meet her?
I met her at the St. Francis office. We had that single case plan meeting. She did not make it to the office for that meeting. She did arrive shortly after, and that's when we went over her family plan of service. And she said that she understood it and she signed it.
Okay. What services was the mother asked to do? What were y'all looking for her to do?
Give me one moment. Okay, we asked her to do a parenting class.
Okay.
We asked her to attend supervised visits with her child once per week,
Yep.
Which was contingent upon drug testing. We asked her to drug test. We asked her to stay in touch with the department or with me as her St. Francis permanency specialist regarding her place of residence and employment. We asked her to submit to OSAR and then follow any recommendations that would come from OSAR. We asked her to participate in rational behavior therapy, to complete a psychological assessment, and to attend individual counseling, and to provide stable, clean, safe, and adequate housing for herself and her child, as well as appropriate employment.
Okay. And did you do the same as far as a family plan of service for Ramundo Navarette?
I did.
Okay. Were you able to go over that with him?
Yes, I went over it with him on September 26th of 2024, and he signed his plan.
Okay. And what type of services, was he still incarcerated at this time?
Yes, he was at the Potter County Jail at that time.
Okay. What services was he asked to do, or were y'all looking for him to do?
He was asked to do parenting classes, which he provided a certificate from a parenting class that he had been able to complete while incarcerated. So I gave him credit for that.
Okay.
Let's see. The normal staying in contact with me as his permanency specialist, to do an OSAR assessment, maintain a drug-free lifestyle and abstain from the use of illegal drugs for the pendency of the case, rational behavior therapy, psychological assessment with Stonebridge, individual counseling, and to provide stable housing and employment.
Okay. And you stated that he had signed and agreed to that also.
Yes, he did.
Were these filed with the court?
They were.
Do you have the exhibits I sent out in front of you?
I do.
Okay. Exhibit number 4, is that the family plan of service that you did for the father, Ramundo Navarette?
It is.
Okay. And that was filed with the court, is that correct?
That's correct.
On September 27th of 2024.
Yes.
And is exhibit number 5, is that the family plan of service that you filed for the mother, Judy Martinez?
It is.
Okay. And was that filed with the court?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibits 4 and 5. They're the family plans of service that Mr. Koval testified that he generated and that were filed with the court.
Any
No
objection?
No objection.
No objection.
Okay, exhibits 4 and 5 are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Koval, when family plans of service are filed, parents agree to them, are they generally made in order of the court?
Generally, yes.
Okay. And were these made in order of the court?
They were.
And is that done at the status hearing?
It is.
Were you present at that status hearing?
I was.
And the family plans of service then were made in order of the court by this court?
Yes, they were.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 6. It's a file marked copy of the status hearing order that Mr. Koval testified he was at that hearing for.
Any objection?
No objection.
Objection.
No objection.
Petitioner's exhibit 6 will be admitted.
Mr. Koval, can you pull up exhibit 6 for me?
Yes, just a moment. Okay.
On page 4 of that exhibit,
Okay.
at the bottom was the mother ordered to drug screen a UA and a hair follicle within 24 hours.
Yes.
And did the mother drug screen for you in this case?
She did not.
Okay. Throughout the life of this, we've been in this case since August of 2024, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you took the case over after the adversary hearing?
Yes. August 19th was when it was assigned to me.
Okay. And throughout that time, has the mother ever drug screened for you?
No, she hasn't. And in fact, when I met with her at our office on October 11th and she signed her family plan, I instructed her to go down the street and test at Care Express, and she did not do so.
Okay. How has your communication with the mother been throughout this case?
Unfortunately,
Sorry, I think he froze, Your Honor.
He did.
It's the theme of the day.
I don't know whose internet service was all down this morning or out, but it's been a problem.
It always catches you with a face like that when you frozen.
Okay, we lost him. While we're sitting here, Mr. Trout, did you see the recent filing regards the jury trial in January?
I
I
did,
was
Your Honor.
just gonna ask that.
I did. I saw that as we were sitting down to start this hearing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that anybody else will want to rely on that request, but we will
I don't think so.
Probably
figure
not.
that out.
I will, I'll get in touch with parties.
I didn't do it.
You are correct this time, Brooks. You did not.
He's trying to jump back on.
That'll make everybody's Christmas just a little bit more merry.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize. I lost my internet connection.
We assumed.
Switch to the hotspot, so we'll hope. So I don't know how much you heard.
Well, let's just back up a bit, just to be sure we cover it.
The last thing Daniel asked was, and how has your communication been with the mother throughout the case?
It has been pretty much non-existent beyond that first meeting that we had on October the 11th. I have tried to text her and call her when I had a phone number for her, but really for most of the case, she hasn't had a phone. I've tried to communicate with her through her mother and asked for messages to be passed, but she never calls me back. The email address I have on file for her, I send her monthly requests for her to drug test and to give me an update or call me, and I have had no response.
As to the family plan of service, one is to communicate and to keep in touch with the worker. As you just testified, that's been kind of sporadic or kind of non-existent. Has she maintained stable employment?
Not to my knowledge.
Has she ever turned over any pay stubs or told you a job that she's working or given you any proof of a job?
No.
Okay. Do you know where she's living?
To my understanding, she lives with her mother.
Okay.
I've gone by that house, and whenever I go, either no one's there or the people who are there tell me that she's not there.
Okay. So you have not been able to verify what her housing situation is at this time?
Correct.
You've not been able to assess if she's able to care, provide adequate shelter for a child?
Correct.
Okay. What about visits? Has mom done any visits?
No visits.
Okay. Has she done any visits through the life of this case?
No, she is not.
Okay. Did the mother ever do parenting classes?
No.
Substance abuse, has she ever done, are you aware if she is living a drug-free lifestyle?
I can't confirm or deny whether she's living a drug-free life.
And that's due to no contact?
Yes.
And no drug screens?
Yes.
Did she ever complete her psychological?
No.
Did she ever attend her individual counseling?
She did not.
She ever complete rational behavior?
No.
Did she ever do or attempt any services throughout the life of this case?
No.
As to the father, now you met him when he was in jail at first, is that correct?
Yes, at the Potter County Jail.
Okay. Do you know when he was actually released from jail?
Yes. So he was in jail at the outset of this case, and he remained incarcerated there until the first week of June of 2025.
Okay. So almost the first year.
Yes.
Full year. Okay. You met him in, I believe, September. He got out in June of the next year.
Yes.
And did he pled to a case at that time? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so he was working on a sentence.
Correct.
Okay. Investigator testified that when first time she met him, when the child was removed, he was also in jail at that time, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask the court to take notice on exhibit number 9 that's already been admitted. That Mr. Navarette's plea was on January 23rd of 2025. That he pled to 2 years to TDCJ.
Okay.
And at that time, he had 328 days credit at the time of his plea. And that's all on the first page of that judgment, Your Honor.
Okay.
During the life of this case, Mr. Koval, did Mr. Navarette, once he got out of jail, you stated that he did a parenting class while he was in jail. Is that correct?
Yes, he already had done that before the outset of this case.
Okay, and you gave him credit for that?
I did.
Okay. Have you been able to confirm, since he's been out of jail, what his housing situation is?
Yes, he's living with his mother in Amarillo.
Okay. Have you met him there?
I've made attempts. I've been by there twice in the past month, and he was not there either time.
Okay. Is this kind of similar situation with Miss Martinez? She's supposedly living at her mother's house, but when you go by, she's not there?
Correct.
So you have not been able to see and verify that that is where he's living?
Correct.
Okay. You're going off information of the people that live at that house? That's
right.
Okay.
And also, I will say that he told me, before he was released from prison at the Baton unit, that that's where he was going to be living.
Okay. Do you know whether he has employment? Have you been able to verify that?
I've not been able to verify that.
Okay. Has he had any visitations with the child?
No.
Has he done any drug screens for you?
No.
Have you asked him to drug screen? Have you?
Indirectly through his mother.
Okay. Have you been able to have personal contact with him, meet with him in person, phone calls since he's been out of jail?
No. The last time that I had contact with him was when he was still at the Baton unit in November or late October.
Okay. Did he ever do his rational behavior therapy?
No.
Individual counseling?
No.
Has he kept you updated with what is going on with him?
No.
Do you know whether he has his own transportation?
I do not know.
And so outside of the parenting class that he did prior to the beginning of this case, he has not worked any services?
Correct.
Okay. This case was extended at one point, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And it was also at one point was set for an early final, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. With the early final, it was moved because Mr. Navarette was about to get out of jail.
Yes.
And he was going to work services.
Yes.
When he got out of jail, what happened?
So upon his release from jail, he was given a bus ticket and he was supposed to report to a halfway house sober living facility in El Paso, but he did not board the bus. And he
Object to
remained.
hearsay.
Sustained.
Mr. Koval, did you ever talk to Dad about whether he went to the El Paso house?
Yes, I did.
Did he tell you he did not go?
He did.
Did he tell you that he had a bus ticket
Yes,
and that he did not board that bus?
correct.
Where was he during that time?
He told me that he remained in Amarillo for the course of the summer, just laying low. He knew that he had an active warrant out for his arrest because of the failure to report to El Paso. And he just remained in Amarillo until August 15th. He was a passenger in a vehicle. He told me this, that he was a passenger in a vehicle that was pulled over for a traffic stop. And he just went ahead and gave himself up to the police and told them that he knew that he had a warrant, and he gave them his name, and he was arrested at that point.
Okay. During that time frame, did he reach out to you?
He did not.
Okay. And the court moved the early final to the normal final date in order to let him get out of jail and work services. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that didn't happen?
It did not.
Did he contact you when he was out?
He did not contact me at all.
Okay. And then the case was set for a final in, I believe, August.
Correct.
Okay. And it was found then that he was incarcerated again. Is that correct?
Well, when we had the actual hearing on August 21st, it was unclear where he was at the time. I found out about an hour after the hearing was over that he had been picked up 6 days prior and was sitting in the Potter County Jail.
Okay. But the case was extended due to him not being available for the hearing at that time?
Yes.
Okay. When did he get out of jail? Do you know when he was released?
He was transferred at some point for a short stint at the Baton unit of TDCJ.
Okay.
And then he was released, I believe, around November 10th.
Okay. Have you heard from him since then?
No.
Okay. Has he reached out to try to get visits?
He is not.
Has he reached out to start working services?
No.
Okay. Has the department been involved in this case for over a year now?
Yes.
By almost a year and a half.
Correct.
And at this point, can you verify if either parent can provide a safe shelter for the child?
I cannot.
That either parent can provide essentials for the child?
No.
Or can properly take care of the child at this time?
No.
Has the department made reasonable efforts to provide the parents with services and a way back to reunification with the child?
Yes.
Have the parents availed themselves of that?
They have not.
Has either parent, and you've kind of already testified to this, has either parent reached out or tried to get visits or maintain communication with the child or about the child?
No.
Has a paternity registry search been run?
Yes.
And did it come back with anybody wanting to claim paternity of the child?
No, it did not.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 7. It's a file marked copy of the certificate of paternity registry search that was filed with the court that Mr. Koval just testified to.
Number 7.
7, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, any objection, counsel?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
Okay, petitioner's exhibit 7 will be admitted.
Mr. Koval, tell me again, real quick, how many conversations you've had with mom?
Really just the one conversation on October 11th.
Okay. Are you aware of any legal issues that the mother had?
Yes, I believe that she has been incarcerated at times, and there have been some charges that she's been facing and that she pled to fairly recently, I believe.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibits number 2 and 3. They are certified copies of misdemeanor cases against the mother. Exhibit number 2 is a forgery of financial instrument that was filed against Judy Martinez, and exhibit number 3 is a harboring a runaway child that was filed against the mother. And I'll state on these. Exhibit number 2 is the complaint and information. Has a copy of the PR bond, personal copy. You can say that today. Which say personal appearance bond for the mother, the warrant, and then a motion for violation of the PR bond, and then a judgment that mother pled to in October 10th of 2024, and then a judgment revoking community supervision from October 29th of 2025.
All right, any objection to 2, counsel?
No objection.
No objection.
Petitioner
objection.
exhibit 2 will be admitted.
And then Judge, exhibit number 3 is the complaint and information on a charge for harboring a runaway child. The judgment of conviction from October 10th of 2024, placing the mother on probation. And then a judge order on the state's motion to revoke, showing the mother appeared, and then the judgment revoking community supervision from October 29th of 2025.
Objection.
I want to make sure I've got it all. Just a minute. Okay. All right, petitioner's exhibit 3 will be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Koval, during this case, the parents have at this time constructively abandoned the child, have they not?
Yes.
Okay. Neither parent in the last 16 months has done anything to work toward getting this child back.
That's correct.
And according to the exhibits and evidence that have been put in today, both parents have had legal troubles throughout the life of this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And this case started with allegations of drug use.
Yes.
And the child and mom being positive at birth.
Yes.
And then mom breaking a safety plan.
Yes.
Is the department asking today for the court to terminate the parental rights of Judy Martinez and any rights that Ramundo Navarette has to the child, based upon the endangerment grounds, the D&E grounds?
Yes.
Based on constructive abandonment?
Yes.
And on Mr. Navarette's judgment being that he was in jail when the case was filed, and a judgment of 2 years?
Yes,
And do you believe that that is in the best interest of the child?
I do.
Tell me, Ms. Koval, how is the child doing?
Jeziah is doing very well. She is continuing in a relative placement with an aunt and uncle, and she's just thriving there. She's learning more and more words every day. She's walking and meeting all of her developmental milestones, and they're providing for all of her needs.
And the child's been in that placement, I believe, since April of this year.
That's correct.
So about right at 8 months or so.
Yes.
What is the in the event the court grants what the department's asking today, what is the department's outlook for the child and permanency going forward?
We believe adoption would be in her best interest. The placement has been working toward being licensed to adopt through an adoption agency, and actually they're 99% there. Arrow told me this month that they believe that the licensing will be complete at the end of December, possibly.
Okay. And do you believe that that is in the best interest of the child?
I do.
Do you believe that the child is being well cared for?
Yes, there's no other children in the home, so they're able to devote their full attention to Jeziah.
Okay. And child, you stated, is hitting all milestones?
Yes.
Do you believe that from your experience in communication with the family, that it is a safe and loving home for this child to hopefully remain in?
Yes.
And you believe that they are committed to, and the department is hoping for this home to be Jeziah's forever home?
Yes.
And that, again, leads to you to believe it's in the best interest of the child, what we're asking today?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Koval. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Barfield.
Did Judy Martinez complete any services in this case after her incarceration, probation violations?
No, she's not completed any services.
For the entire case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you'd already testified, you got an address, but well, let me just ask this. When is the last time you had contact with Ms. Martinez?
October 11th, 2024.
And that was while she was incarcerated?
No, sir, that was when she came to the St. Francis office and we went over her family plan and she signed it.
Okay. Was that the last thing she really did to cooperate with your with the department?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Lucero.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Koval, just to be clear, for the majority of this case, Mr. Navarette was incarcerated, right?
Yes.
Okay, in June of 2025, he was out and about for, I guess, from June until August 15th. Is that right?
Yes.
And then he was incarcerated again and released about a month ago. Is that right?
Yes.
And when was your last contact with him?
My last contact with him was when he was still at the Baton unit. It was in October, late October.
Okay, thank you. Now, whenever you took this case over, were you able to obtain a copy of a copy of the birth certificate for the child in the case?
No, I had not seen the birth certificate for the child.
Okay. Have you ever seen any documents where Mr. Navarette is listed as the father of the child?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And do you recall if at any point in this case, if he was ever adjudicated as Jeziah, if I'm saying her name correctly, father?
I'm not aware. I can't really answer that.
And so, did you ever locate acknowledgement of paternity, an AOP signed by Mr. Navarette?
No.
Okay. And again, you stated that no one had claimed paternity through the paternity registry or anything regarding the child. Is that right?
That's right.
Let's see here. And again, you were here earlier, whenever there was prior testimony that at the beginning of this case, that Mr. Navarette was the non-offending parent. Is that correct?
Yes.
And now he did sign his family plan of service, but I guess while someone's in jail, even though the department might authorize an OSAR evaluation, drug screening, and all that, you'd agree with me that a parent that's incarcerated is unable to complete those services?
I would agree.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Sean.
All right, Ms. Zavala.
Mr. Koval, at the time that Jeziah was removed, Mr. Martinez couldn't take care of her because of his voluntary actions, correct? I'm sorry,
Mr. Navarette?
Navarette, yeah.
Correct.
Okay. If Mr. Navarette had gone to El Paso to the halfway house, he could have worked services from there, couldn't he?
That's correct. In fact,
I'm going to object to speculation because we don't know what's offered there.
Well, I'll overrule based on the way it was asked. If you want to rephrase your question, you can. Excuse me, I'll sustain her objection. I'm sorry. I'll sustain her objection.
Do you work with parents located all over the state of Texas?
I do.
And St. Francis has contracts with providers all over the state of Texas or agreements with providers?
Yes.
Do you believe there are services available in El Paso?
I do. I believe services are available in El Paso or virtually through, our providers that we have up here.
He could have engaged in virtual visits with his daughter, correct?
Correct.
When you met with him at the Baton unit, did you talk to him about, hey, when you get out, you can have visits with your daughter?
Yes.
And he never reached out to you?
He did not.
With mom, when you met with mom at your office on October 11th, 2024, has your office changed since then?
No, we're still in the same building.
So even if for some reason she didn't have a phone, she could go to the physical office that she had met you at?
That's correct.
I pass the witness.
Mr. Trump?
Mr. Koval, if the court decides today not to adjudicate Mr. Navarette, are you asking to terminate his rights based upon the alleged father statute and his failure to register with the paternity registry?
Yes.
And kind of along the same lines Ms. Zavala is asking, although he was incarcerated for a lot of this case, he has had two different instances of being released and availability to try to work services.
Correct. And I will say that in the June 3rd hearing, he was present and the judge admonished him that he was going to get out.
Object non-responsive.
All right, sustain. You can ask him another question.
Did Mr. Navarette express his desire to work services when he was released?
He did.
Okay. Did he express that to this court?
He did on June 3rd.
Did he do that?
He did not.
I'll pass witness, Your Honor.
All right, any further questions, Mr. Barfield?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Lucero?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Zavala?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Trout?
Nothing further, Your
Done
Honor.
with Mr. Koval?
Done with Mr. Koval, Your Honor, the department addressed.
Okay. Mr. Barfield,
I have no witnesses, Your Honor.
you rest?
I have to rest.
All right, Mrs. Lucero?
Your Honor, I don't have any witnesses, but I'd like to address the court on an issue of some statements that I presented to the court in a prior hearing that turned out to not be quite accurate. Not based on my knowledge at the time, I thought they were accurate, but they were not.
Sure.
Okay.
You can put it on the record, sure.
Oh, Your Honor, at the hearing where I asked for, I believe it was for an extension I guess it was in August of this year. It was my understanding that Mr. Navarette, because he was no longer at the Potter County Jail, it was my understanding that he was at a halfway house in El Paso. I presented to this court that I'd called the halfway house. There's a unit A and a unit B. One of the units told me that he was there. And that's the information that I presented to the court on that date based on what they had told me. So I just didn't want the court to believe that I was being dishonest at that time, but that's the information that had been provided to me. I did not find out till after that hearing. I think maybe Melinda was subbing in for Daniel that day. And I guess Mr. Koval checked into it and found out that he had never reported. But I just wanted to be clear to the court that I presented the information that was given to me on that date.
Okay, there's no problem, Ms. Lucero. You know, counsel often gets incorrect information from clients, but so no problem here. But I appreciate it. All right then, Ms. Zavala, anything to present?
No witnesses, I rest.
All right then, Ms. Zavala, do you have a recommendation to make?
I do, Your Honor. I do believe it's in Jeziah's best interest at this time to terminate the parental rights of both mother and father. She is doing well in her placement, thriving, and I believe it would be in her best interest to be adopted there.
All right, thank you. All right, I appreciate everybody this afternoon. At this time, I do find by clear and convincing evidence that it is in the best interest of the child, Jeziah Martinez, to terminate the parental rights between the child and her mother, Judy Martinez, based on Texas Family Code 161.001, subsection B1, the D, E, and N grounds, and the best interest under 161.001, subsection B2. At this time, I am going to adjudicate Ramundo Navarette as the father of Jeziah Martinez and establish the parent-child relationship between them. I find by clear and convincing evidence it is in the best interest of the child, however, to terminate the parental rights between Jeziah Martinez and Ramundo Navarette, based on Texas Family Code 161.001, subsection B1, the D, E, N, and P grounds, and the best interest of the child under B2. Additionally, his failure to register with the paternity registry under Texas Family Code 161.002, subsection B3. I do find that the department has used reasonable efforts to reunify the child with the parents, and that parents have not availed themselves of that opportunity. This time I will name the department as permanent managing conservator, and I will continue the child's current placement. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss all court-appointed attorneys after our de novo time frame and appellate time frames expire, with the exception of Ms. Zavala, who will remain as the child's attorney and guardian ad litem. Counsel, as always, be mindful your de novo time does begin to run since I've rendered in court today. And if you're instructed to file a notice of appeal, please wait to do that until a final order has been signed and adopted by the referring court. All right. Anybody have any questions?
Don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right, then. I appreciate everybody's time this afternoon. Thank you so much. That's the last thing we had on our docket. So everybody have a good rest of your day. I'll probably see some of you Thursday. For those of you I don't, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.
You too, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
I'll see you Thursday, Judge.
Okay. Thank
Bye.
you.